Are you in the middle of a divorce and need to sell a house, or maybe thinking about keeping the house, and you're trying to figure out with you and your spouse who's going to keep the house? Can you afford it by yourself? I get this question all the time. It's probably the number one customer that I deal with is people that are going through divorce. Most people think that it's because they're behind on payments or they lost their job. No. Generally, the number one client that I deal with are people that are going through divorce. So if you're looking at divorce in your family and the number one thing that you're fighting over is your house, this is what this video is about. Let me get into it. So first, you want to determine if and when you want to sell the property. Do you want to sell it before the divorce or after the divorce? Okay. It's a big deciding factor. Sometimes, a lot of times one spouse will buy out the other one or win the property in the divorce and the interest in the property. So they'll gain it themselves and they'll be the sole owner, even though the other person's maybe on the mortgage and things like that. So that's what I see a lot of times, is that one person will win the house. Percentage wise, I would say majority is the woman because she has the children, and she'll win the house in the divorce, and then she'll fall behind on payments on the house because two people can live a lot cheaper than one person can. You know, you're sharing all these expenses and you really don't realize generally how much that happens in a marriage. So I see this a lot. So a lot of times I'll end up finding them when they are behind, but the core reason they're behind is not because they're irresponsible or they lost their job or something like that. It's because they got divorced and they're doing it now on one income, and it's just too much. And they have this big house. You know, a lot of the times I always recommend sell it before and then divide up whatever's there, and then have an even divide up of debt, you know, investments and stuff like that. I just think it's an easier, cleaner break, because the person, if he's attached to the house and you own it and you fall behind, you know, it's kind of messed up for that guy. Next, seek professional help. So, you know, don't figure it out alone. Talk to a real estate agent or an investor, or even maybe your attorney or a pastor or something like that. I definitely would recommend thinking about it, because most of the time when you're in the middle of divorce, you're emotional. You know, you're not really thinking clearly. You're making irrational decisions just about, oh, I want to get my pound of flesh. And I understand that, especially if there was, you know, some bad situation in the marriage which is causing the divorce. But I would recommend looking at it more of a financial goal, more of a long-term play. Am I going to be able to look at it? You know, write down all your expenses on a piece of paper and say, this is my income. Can I afford to live like this? Or am I never going to eat out again? No more Starbucks and no more shopping, you know, but I'll be able to keep my house, you know. And are you going to be able to realistically stay within those boundaries to make that payment? And most people can't. So seek professional help. I do recommend that. And then set a timeline. So if you think that your divorce is going to happen around this time, you know, maybe say, okay, we're going to make a decision by here, because it takes, you know, a month to 45 days to close on a house. But if you're going to put it on the open market, you know, it takes 3-4 months to actually put on the market, find a buyer, and it close. You know, and that's in the best case scenario. What if there's repairs that are needed for the property? What if through the inspection, they need things done to be able to sell the property and match FHA regulations? You don't know that, right? Because you're generally not in the industry. This is probably going to be your first or your second house selling. And you don't want to deal with that in the middle of your struggle with divorce. That's a big reason why people come to us. So consider a cash offer. It's a good segue. That people come to us because we make it easy. We make it simple. We can talk to the people separately, you know, and we're a nonpartisan third party. You know, I don't want to get involved with your, you know, who's to blame or whatever. I'm there just as a cash buyer looking to make a purchase, an investment, and we deal with it all the time. So we can hold your hand through the process, both of you, independently with nonpartisan viewpoint, right? Just because our goal is to invest, but we also have the service of helping you guys through the sale of the property to make it nice and easy. Either one of you can call us, stuff like that. So if you want one good idea, if you're dealing with it and you're, you know, obviously just one part of the divorce, it would be a good recommendation to send this video to your future ex, and see if they had any questions or something like that. Feel free to call us. We'll have our number below. So just avoid the extra stress. That's what we really do, is we take it out. So that's one less thing to worry about. You can sleep at night. You can rest assured that it's sold. And now you just figure about moving. What are you going to do with all your stuff? Where's the kids going to go to school? All these different things that you're going to be figuring out, and just the emotional stress of getting divorced is overwhelming, much less trying to sell your house in the middle of that. So if you come to us, we're going to take a lot of that burden off of you. And we always see a lot of success with it. Our sellers are very happy with us and the way that we treat them and the way we treat both of them. We're very amicable. Usually close in a good time frame. So that's different comparably to the open market. Is we pay, we can close quick, we can pay cash, we can close, 2 weeks to a month with no inspection, no appraisal pending, none of this back and forth. We buy as is, and we won't ask you to fix anything. And a lot of times, sometimes they leave stuff in the property, right? So they'll leave they don't have to leave it spick and span like in a normal sale. For us, it's fine. They leave random stuff and our contractors love it. And then help to close. So the joint ownership, I like that idea because a lot of times you have two people that own it and they're not really wanting to talk to each other. So with a regular realtor, it's a nightmare, but for us, it's an everyday occurrence, right? This is just what we do. We specialize in it. We deal with it every day. I've been through, probably 500 divorces, and where I bought properties from them. Not me personally, I haven't done 500 divorces, but I've been through 500 different divorces where I'm purchasing house from people that are in the middle of a divorce, and I know how to deal with it. It's very easy for us. It's like another day at work. So if you're interested, call us or check us out on our website. I hope this helps. I know it's a stressful time, and we hope we can help you guys. Thank you guys so much.